everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. I did a review recently on Cold City. I will link it down below. It is a book about mental illness that I found very beneficial to myself. It was a 5-star read for me, had great world building, and I felt definitely deserved attention. Now, the author, Katherine McSporn, is someone who I have now officially classified as an autobiography. So she works, it looks like, exclusively with Freight Publishing. Now, Freight Publishing sent me her second book as a thank you because I expressed that I had a great interest in it. And the book that they sent me was The Few. This is apparently classified as a YA. Now, for me, it did not read as a YA novel. I, myself, do not usually reach for YA. Let's begin with the two main characters, Maggie and Colin. They are a brother and sister pair that learn of their own supernatural powers after a terrifying and awful experience that they have in the very beginning of the book. They come into their own as teenage witches and are then taken away by the Coven of the British Empire run by Winston Churchill. Their job is to fight the Gothai, which is a German teenage necromancy group led by Freya. Now, the Nazis run this group of teenage necromancy. The Nazi witches are channeling the power of an ancient evil and trying to bring down the British Empire that way. Maggie is one of the high-functioning characters of the witches and wizards of the British Empire. She is kind of there is a little bit of a romance with her and a Polish pilot, which was sweet, but it didn't really take away from the actual overall story. She is, however, kind of trying to keep her love interest safe, which is great. She is a kick-butt female character, I found. There was a lot of depth to her and her brother and the other witches of the British Empire. There was a lot of growth in them. There was a lot of hope and relying on one another and a strong companionship between them. I felt that it was just beautifully done, wonderfully executed. I think I will definitely, if this is going to be a series, I'm stoked and I will definitely continue with it. For me, it ticks off all the boxes that I love, which is historical fiction, especially taking place in World War II. It was written by an author that I truly love, and it has some really dark, morbid elements. I really loved it. I think that it is a great read for anybody who really loves sort of sci-fi fantasy, but with a mix of history. If you liked Soulless, I think you will like this, even though it's a different time period. I think it's a similar kind of feel. I can't really say much more about it without giving too much away. That's my problem, is I felt like this book really built itself and grew on itself, and that you really need to... I'm not giving you any more information than what's on the back, basically, because I went into this blind, and I think that's the best way to do so. I think that going into this knowing too much about the plot really ruins it. You are going to go into the world of World War II that you know. It's not what you know. It's not what you know at all, and it's wonderful, and I thought it was so much fun. The other thing I will admit that I kind of liked and hated at the same time was that in the beginning of each chapter there is a quote, and I believe almost all of them are from Hitler himself, which made it really creepy and awkward. So they're either from Winston Churchill or they are from Hitler. So that is my review of The Few by Katherine McSporn. Thank you again, Freight Publishing. I will work with you guys again very soon, I am sure. And I find everything that you guys come out with fabulous. So I am super excited about this book. I am super excited about a sequel, and I am in love with it. And Kathy McSporn, my gosh, you are an auto-buy now from here on out. Thank you so much for this book. I loved this. I thought it was wonderful, and I'm so excited for the rest. Thank you guys for joining me in the Chaotic Little Book Corner. I will see you in the next